What is up, guys? KENKI here. The new 2.3 Abyss has just dropped in the Genshin Impact Asia server, so I wanted to make this video showcasing a run of the new Floor 11 and new Floor 12 monsters. Alright, start off, I'm not going to do Floor 9 and 10 showcase because the monsters are the exact same as the previous Abysses, but the Blessing of the Abyssal Moon buff has changed, where when you obtain a crystallized shard, you'll get an extract stack, which will increase your damage dealt by 8% for 10 seconds with a max stack of 3, and when you obtain 3 stacks, the shards you collect afterwards will deal a shockwave that deals true damage, and you can only activate this every 3 seconds. Remember that this Abyssal Moon buff will be changing every Abyss reset, so don't rely on this buff entirely to be able to max out the Abyss. So to begin with, for Floor 11, the Leyline Disorder of the buff is going to be that geo and physical damage dealt by all party members will be increased by 60%. Chamber 1 first half will have Rock Shield Mid-Trolls, as well as Hydro and Electro Summa-Trolls, Hilly-Troll Berserkers, Hilly-Trolls with Rock Shields, the Fighters, the Grenadiers for Electro and Pyro, and as well as the Cryo and Pyro Shooters or the Archers. Second half will have the Nobushi, as well as the Treasure Hoarder array of mixture of monsters. Chamber 2 first half will have the Frost Arm Lawatro, as well as Pyro, Cryo, and Hydro Slimes. Second half will have the Kairagi, as well as the Nobushi. And Chamber 3 will have the Hydro Mimics. If you guys are unfamiliar with these ones, these are the monsters that the Oceanid spawns, as well as they'll have Hydro and Anemo Specters. Second half will have Rune Cruisers, Rune Defenders, and Rune Scouts. So for the first half, we're just going to run our Tartaglia team, and our second half, we're just going to use our Raiden Shogun team. This is going to be fine. The slimes that are Pyro Hydro will kind of be a bit of a hindrance, but we do have both elements to take care of the other ones, as well as the Hydro Mimics will die very quickly to all this Pyro damage. So for the first one, it's going to start off with the ley line that you have to defend, and it's going to have all these Hilly Trolls. If you guys have done this before, just defend the care package essentially from getting destroyed. A Nemo character obviously helps with this if you guys do struggle with this. Something such as Venti, Sucrose, Kazuha. Those are always good units to have. Also, another thing is that a lot of times when these Mid-Trolls exist, there will be a Mid-Troll that kind of focuses on you and focuses on the ley line. So just try to stay away from the ley line defending totem thing so that you don't lose HP on it if you guys do struggle with it. You'll see here that he's trying to get over to the monolith again. So what you can do is you can stun him or freeze him. That's also a very good thing to do if you guys kind of lack damage and you guys want to be able to beat this. Just bring freeze units and it'll be good. Claymores and Geo characters are obviously very good at destroying this Mid-Troll shield if you guys want to do that. It's gonna kill him there. And now for the second half. Alright, for the second half we have all these treasure hoarders. I believe it's the Nobushi as well too in the later part of this. But we're just going to use all of our burst skills to be able to get our resolve stacks. Just remember to be aware of the people throwing the potions. Try not to stand next to the monolith if possible, otherwise the potions might deal damage over time on the floor onto the monolith. You do have up to 60% or losing 40%, so this shouldn't be too bad for most people to max star. Just take your time, because this has no time limit. I feel like it's also been a very long time since we've had a monolith defending chamber in the Abyss for like the later floors, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, once again, you do want to focus down the people that are throwing the potions. If you guys saw that, this guy threw that potion at the monolith, and you don't want that to happen. Same thing with the Hilly Trolls with the Grenadiers. You don't want it to throw it at the monolith. So focus on those guys first if you guys do struggle in damage or grouping. And there you go. There's Chamber 1 done with max stars, and we're moving on to Chamber 2. Chamber 2 first half is going to have the Pyro Slimes. So honestly, we're just going to beat them up with our Tartaglia, and it's probably going to go activate the other element of Slimes. And there's the Cryo Slime. So now we're going to swap off Tartaglia, and we're going to go over here and use Xiangling to murder all these Cryo Slimes. Take off their shields with Bennett. We could throw a Xiangling or Sucrose E in there just for the hell of it. And because it's now Hydro, we're just going to keep killing it off with Xiangling. This is also kind of why you want to build your Bennett for DPS rather than HP healing bonus. I think it's very silly to build your Bennett HP healing bonus unless you're a whale. with lots of damage, so you don't need the extra damage. Alright, there's chamber 1, or first half. Now let's go to the second half. I think this is the one with the Kairagi and the Nobushi. Let's see what this is like. Okay, 3 more Nobushi, and then we're probably fighting 2 Kairagi to end this chamber. We're just gonna go back on all our characters and reuse all our skills and our burst skills to be able to get resolve stacks for Raiden Shogun. Gonna do that, and then this. There you go. If you guys are unfamiliar with Kairagi, a couple tips to remember is that if the Kairagi do end up blocking, just stop attacking them because they'll continue to block non-stop until they stop getting harassed and attacked. That's a pretty big tip. And then another one is that you want to kill the Kairagi at the same exact time, if possible. Because if one Kairagi ends up dying, the other one will heal. But if you kill them in between the attacks that they're animating, they won't end up healing, or if they're like frozen, they might not heal. I think if they're petrified from Zhongli's ulti, they will still heal though, so just be aware of that. I know that was extremely quick, but hopefully you guys have enough damage to be able to do that. So now for chamber 3 first half, we're gonna fight the Spectres. And also, if you guys end up having trouble dealing damage, you guys can always go ask for help on my Twitch channel, or in the Discord in the team help, where we have a bunch of people that are very good at Genshin Impact team building and building your characters up. Shameless self-plug, but check me out at twitch.tv/KLMPie. We do Abyss help and account reviews there a lot of the times, because there's not much content in Genshin. Now, this one's a little bit of an annoying one because there are Hydro Spectres as well as Anemo Spectres. Mostly the Hydro Spectres, which I can't deal damage with Tartaglia, but, you know, it's okay. We'll still clear this because this is an easy floor. We're not going to really bother with Tartaglia because there's no points. We're just going to focus on trying to get Xiangling's burst skill up by battering with Bennett. Gonna move on. Uh-oh, watch out for those kamikaze attacks. Oh, as I die. It's okay. Maybe. Hopefully that's fine and I don't have to reset, because that'd be a dang shame. We're just gonna keep doing Bennett's E and feeding that energy over to Xiangling. Okay, we're losing a lot of HP here. Gotta be a little bit more careful. Because if Xiangling's dead, it's game over. Oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, now for Chamber 3 second half with the Raiden Shogun against the Ruin Destroyers, Cruisers, Scouts, whatever these were called. Defenders. You guys are curious as to why I'm opening the book. Elemental particles still travel while the game is paused. So allow me to get my particles without waiting for the particles to travel to my character. It allows me to move to different characters a lot easier and faster. Oops, I swapped off a little bit early, but it's okay. Oh wow, this one's a lot easier. I love that this second half allows all the monsters to be spawned at the same time. So people who have like massive AoE bursts can clear that really, really quickly. Such as people that are using Eula, even if these guys have physical resistance. There we go, and that's floor 11, fully maxed starred. So for floor 12, the new monsters on Chamber 1 first half are going to be the Electro Rift Hounds for the big one and the small ones. Second half is going to have the Geo Rift Hounds of the big one and the small ones again. Chamber 2 is going to have the Geo Bishops on the first half, and the second half is going to have all 3 MAGUU KENKI. If you guys remember doing some events, there's the MAGUU KENKI and then like his like Kage Bunshins, shadow clones, or whatever you want to call them. And on the first half, it's going to have the Electro Big Rift Hound and Rune Cruiser and Rune Defenders. Second half is going to have the Geo Rift Hound, as well as the small Geo Rift Hounds, and then Rune Guards. There will also be no buff to floor 12, so you're going to just deal regular damage with everybody. Alright, here we go. Chamber 1 first half with Bennett, Sucrose, Xiangling, and Tartaglia. We're going to use both of these. We're going to pause the game so we can get our Sucrose particles onto Sucrose. We're gonna switch to Tertalia and use Bow Stance Burst. We should probably build the Polar Star stacks, but you know what? We just love handicapping ourselves. Because we don't want to showcase too much whale damage, right? Once Xiangling's burst skill ends, we're gonna swap over to Bennett, as well as Xiangling. And just try to build that... Oh my gosh. Is it the lag from Asia server? I can't swap my character properly. Just gonna keep feeding that energy into Xiangling. All this buildup is kind of fine because our Tertalia won't have his burst skill anyways. I mean, his melee stance right away. I'm actually going to slow it down once again, too. This is kind of a little bit awkward. I shouldn't maybe have not used Xiangling's burst skill here. Because I really want to make sure I have Xiangling's burst close to ready for Chamber 2. I don't think Chamber 1 will be much of a problem. Especially because second half, the character should be able to get burst really quickly with Raiden Shogun's ability. Alright, mini Rift Towns, use our burst here. Now going to do our elemental skill, then our burst. Our elemental skill again. And then do this. EQ. Kill off these guys. Sadly, they're not very well grouped together. A freeze team would definitely be very good here. Oh, this time we only get one Rift Town on this side, or one big Rift Town on this side. That's kind of nice. Our rotations reset again. Pause to grab those particles. It's only a split second, but it can always help. Use our burst skill. We're gonna kill off. We're gonna try to kill the big one. Even though the little ones will be faster to kill, I don't really want to take that corrosion damage too badly. Use our burst here. Use Xingqiu's burst. Use the E 2 times. Pause to grab those particles. And we're gonna go use the official burst. And then Raiden burst again. Start working on the big boy. We're not going to use the burst skills again, but what I will do is I will use Xingqiu's E 2 times over to help kill this monster. And just try to whack it down with this level 1 auto attack from Raiden Shogun. And there we go, Chamber 1 max start. We're gonna move to Chamber 2 now. Alright, to start Chamber 2, floor 12, we're gonna take that defense percent buff, which kind of doesn't help us much, but I'm just gonna take it anyways. We're not gonna use Sucrose's burst skill here, because if we do, it's going to cause the Geo Bishops to kind of bounce away from each other, so I think it's just gonna be faster to not use it. We want them to kind of be on top of each other here, like so, inside of Bennett's burst, so we can kind of smack them around together and vape them together. There we go. Very fast floor. Sadly, or very fast chamber side. Sadly, we don't get our burst skills available, but it gives us maximum time to be able to do the MAGUU KENKI part. And MAGUU KENKI is probably the one that might take us longer, although, you know, the three kind of have lower HP since they're kind of split up, and they don't, like the regular MAGUU KENKI, he doesn't like stand still. Oh gosh, we might have to go swap away. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. I am extremely scared now. It's very hard to keep track of all of these people at the same time. Oh my gosh. It's extremely scary. I'm gonna have to go cross-eyed to beat this chamber. Oh my gosh. I wonder if we have to kill each of these guys at the same exact time. I kind of want to test, but at the same time, I kind of just want to kill them. I'm very scared of dying. Like, extremely scared. I am very glad I have an AoE healer like Jean to accompany me here. Oh! What happens when they die? Alright, I guess we're checking it out now. So they go on their knees, and they're dead. Okay, so you can just kill them all individually. Oh, that's really, really, really good. Because, you know, it can definitely be hard for some people to kill them simultaneously, like the old event did. That's kind of cheating, honestly. Very easy floor. Just gonna build my burst skills then. Cool, there we go. Chamber 2 max start. It's extremely hard to deal with all that, so people with Zhongli are probably going to be having a much better time. They don't really seem to dash too much, at least I couldn't see it, so maybe like Zhongli and Eula could be very useful here if you do end up having Eula. Obviously other DPSs can work other than like a freeze comp, because they probably can't be frozen as they're world bosses. Alright, so to start Chamber 3, we're going to use the crit card for 8% crit rate and 15% crit damage. We're going to go start on the Rune Cruiser on the left side to try to get it to teleport over to the Rune Defender. Oh, it kind of didn't teleport over there, but it's okay. We're going to just keep trying to battery up Xiangling. We're not going to use Bennett's burst skill here, because I don't really want to. I'd just rather battery for Xiangling all the way to save some time. We do have a handicap here because we started the chamber a little bit late. We're starting about 20 seconds late into our combo rotation, but I think we'll be okay because we just have whale damage. Obviously you guys can take this chamber one at a time, one room at a time, max start, come back and do it again later. So to finish off this first half, it's going to be 2 Electro Rift Hounds. Watch out for its dash attack. We ran out of burst skill, so we're going to come over here. Feed more pyro energy into Xiangling. Use our burst skill. Feed more energy Xiangling. Use our Xiangling's burst. And we're just going to use our burst here. Use Tartaglia's burst. We should have maybe used the melee stance there because we don't need his burst again for this floor, but it's okay. Just going to try to work them both in at the same time. Watch out for their slashes. We really want them to get close to each other, honestly, so maybe... Oh my gosh. Rift Hounds are really annoying. They'd be a lot easier to deal with in with freeze as well. Once again, I love freeze so much. Very unfortunate this account doesn't have a freeze team. Spent quite a bit of time on this one. Oh my gosh, I wish this Xiangling had a little bit more energy recharge. You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna kill him with Tartaglia. I was trying to make something happen, but this Xiangling takes way too long to get the burst skill. Alright, so now for the second half. Let's see how hard this one is. This one is with the Geo ones. Yeah, it has Geo Wave, Aura. That could be very annoying some people. If you guys aren't familiar with what the Geo Aura does, it shoots out 2 waves of Geo damage over and over. It's multiple waves. It can hurt very badly, so watch out. So see, you can end up dodging these as well too, or you could just shield past them. But there's the second wave right there. I'm just going to try to beat this down. And then after this, it'll have the Ruin Guard. We're gonna do double E and pause so we can get both those particles. We're gonna come back over here to Raiden or Jean to get resolve stacks. Then we're gonna use Raiden. We have only 45 seconds. Can we do this? That first half took way too long. A lot had to do with the fact that I used the range stance ulti rather than the melee stance ulti. Ooh, 30 seconds to kill 2 Ruin Guards. I mean, on the bright side, these guys will be very close to each other. On the downside, that's a lot of HP on these guys. 20 seconds. Ugh. Their HP is going down pretty quick, though. 18 seconds. I think we got this. Ah! Uh-oh. 4 seconds? 3 seconds? There we go. GG's. Alright, max starring on that new Abyss. The monsters are pretty easy, I'd say, but they do split up a lot. So having a Nemo characters can definitely be good. Freeze, petrifies, things like that. Actually, first, let me show you guys the builds, because this is a little bit unfair because they do have constellations and a little bit of whaliness in the gear and all that kind of stuff. But we will come up with different team compositions that will make it easier, because I don't think these are the really good team comps for this Abyss for various reasons, and I'll get into it later. So for the Raiden Shogun team, I'm going to show you guys the stats really quickly. She has about 2.5k attack with 71.4% crit rate, 141.7% crit damage, 44 EM, 207.3 energy recharge, as well as 42.9% electro damage bonus. Jean is going to have almost 1500 attack with 58.3% crit rate, 108.3% crit damage, 233.4% energy recharge, as well as 61.6% anemo damage bonus. The weapon for Raiden Shogun is going to be Skyward Spine, Constellation C0, and the talents are 188. For Jean, it's going to be Weapon, Festering Desire, Constellation C1, and 188 talents. For Xingqiu, his stats are going to be 1400 attack with 0 EM, 67.2% crit rate, 155.7% crit damage, 199.4 energy recharge, 66.6% hydro damage bonus. The weapon is Sacrificial Sword, level 90, R5 with C3, and talents are going to be 1, 8, 11. Official is going to be about almost 2300 attack with 75 elemental mastery, 72.9% crit rate, 192.8% crit damage, 127.2 energy recharge, as well as 46.6 electro damage bonus. The weapon is going to be Skyward Harp, level 90, refinement 1, and the artifact is going to be a set bonus of Gladiator's Finale, Shimenawa's Reminiscence, as well as the constellation is C6, and talents are 3, 11, 11. I forgot to show the artifact set bonus of the other characters, but Raiden Shogun is Emblem of Severed Fate, 4-piece. Jean is Viridescent Venerer, 4-piece, and Xingqiu is Emblem of Severed Fate, 4-piece. The Tartaglia team is going to consist of a level 90 Tartaglia with almost 2k attack, with 86 elemental mastery, 84.7% crit rate, 228.8% crit damage, 105.8 energy recharge, and 90.4 hydro damage bonus. The weapon is going to be Polar Star, level 90 R1. Artifact set bonus is 2 Heart of Depth and 2 Shimenawa's Reminiscence. Constellation is C3, and the talents are going to be 11, 13, 10 if you include the constellation bonus and the passive bonus. The Shangling is going to be level 80 with almost 1300 attack, with 259 elemental mastery, 71.5 crit rate, 176.8 crit damage, 191.9 energy recharge, 46.6 power damage bonus. The weapon is going to be Staff of Homa, level 90 R1. Artifact is going to be a 4-set Emblem of Severed Fate. Constellation is going to be C6, and talent's going to be 1, 11, 11. Bennett is going to be level 80 with almost 1600 attack, with 21 EM, 70.3 crit rate, 155.7 crit damage, 185.5 energy recharge, 46.6 power damage bonus. The weapon is going to be Skyward Blade, level 90 R2. Artifact set bonus is going to be 4-piece Nobles Oblige, with constellations being C3, and the talents are going to be 1, 11, 8. And now the last person on the Tartaglia team is going to be Sucrose with level 70, with 877 elemental mastery. The attack is almost 1000 if that matters to you guys. The crit rate is going to be 10.4 crit rate, with 76.4 crit damage, with 177.1 energy recharge, and the anemo damage bonus is going to be 27%. The weapon is going to be Sacrificial Fragments, level 80, or Refinement 4. The artifact set bonus is going to be 4-piece Viridescent Venerer. The constellation is going to be C0, and the talent is going to be 166. Alright, that's going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those runs. If you guys want some team comp recommendations as well as some tips, I will be making another YouTube video on that, as well as we do stream on twitch.tv/KeonPie, where we give account reviews and team recommendations, as well as help you guys max star or clear the abyss. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment down below what you guys think about this abyss. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Genshin Impact and Gacha videos. Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/KeonPie. Join our Discord to be part of our Genshin Impact Gacha community. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for more content, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!